Hello, how are you? Happy Sabbath. The title for the lesson for the whole week, Taken and Tried. Taken and Tried. We're entering in the Passion Week. The last 7 chapters is only about the last week, almost one chapter per week. This is the Passion narrative because they describe the suffering, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus. But Pastor Benjamin, why is it so disproportionate? 1 week for 6 chapters? What about the whole life? Isn't the life of Jesus important? Yes, it is. But more important than the life of Jesus is the death of Jesus. So this week we're going to talk about Thursday and Friday. Jesus' death will occur next week on Friday, and he will resurrect on Sunday. For some reason, nobody talks about the Saturday. They like to go through the Saturday where Jesus slept, was dead. That Saturday is holy. It's a memorial of redemption. It's a memorial of salvation. It's a memorial of eternal life. It's a memorial of forgiveness. A lot of people say, oh, the Sabbath is a memorial of creation. Yes, it is. Genesis chapter 2, in that day he sanctified it, he rested, and he blessed it. So if you have 7 microphones and one of them is blessed, the other 6 are not blessed. They're regular or secular. But there's only one. Now, why did he do that? I don't know. Ask him. But he blessed the 7th day. One day is holy, the 7th-day Sabbath. Through the narrative this week, 2 contrasting stories come hand in hand. Jesus loses, Jesus wins. The devil wins, Jesus wins. Which one is it? We'll see this week that at the end of the story, apparently, he's losing. But at the end of the story, we will see that Jesus wins. So let's go directly to the Bible. Mark 14:36. This is what it says. And he said, Abba, which means daddy or papito, papacito. He said, Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Take this cup from me. Nevertheless, not what I will, but what you will. What does that mean? Take this cup from me. Remove this cup. You know what it means? I don't want to die. I don't want to be crucified. I don't want people to putting a spear next to my chest and bursting up my heart. I don't want I don't want to be slapped upon. I don't want a crown of thorns. I don't want to have to go through nails. That hurts. It's too painful. But let your will be done and not mine. In the future, Jesus will arrive with a white horse. In the future, he will have his eyes like fire, and his robe will be dipped in blood. Dipped in blood? Why is a man with a white horse with eyes like fire and white robes has those robes dipped in blood? Do you know why? Here's a story to you that will answer that question. The story of the nightingale and the rose. Oscar Wilde is the author. It's a poetry in a form of a parable, and I will use my own words in some of the passages. She said she'll marry me if I give her a red rose. The student was crying. She will marry me. But if in all my garden I could produce a red rose, but I don't see a single red rose. From her nest in the holm oak tree, the nightingale heard him. And she looked out through the leaves and wonders, no red rose in all the garden? The man is crying, filled with tears. On what little things does happiness depend? I have read all the wise men have written, and all the secrets of philosophy are mine. Yet for want of a red rose is my life made wretched. Here at last is a true lover. Night after night have I sung to him and of him, though I knew him not. Night after night have I told his story to the stars, and now I see him. His hair is dark as the hyacinth blossom, and his lips are red as the rose of desire. But passion has made his lace like ivory. The prince gives a ball tomorrow, and my love will be in the company. If he brings her a red rose, she will marry him. And if I bring it to him, they will be happy. I will look to the mountains and find a red rose, and I will bring it to him. Why is he weeping? Asked the green lizard. Why indeed? Said the butterfly. Why is he weeping? Whispered the daisy. He's weeping for a red rose, said the nightingale. He's weeping for a red rose of love, because she says she'll marry him if he brings a red rose. How very ridiculous! But the nightingale understood the secret of the student's sorrow, and she sat silent in the oak tree and thought about the mystery of love. Suddenly she spreads her brown wings to flight and soars in the air. She passes through the grove like a shadow, and like a shadow she sails across the garden. In the center of the grass plot is standing a beautiful rose tree, and when she sees it, she flies over it and lights upon a spray. Give me a red rose, the nightingale cries, and I will sing you my sweetest song. My roses are white as the foam of the sea, whiter than the snow of the mountain. But go to my brother who grows round the old sundial, and perhaps he will give you what you want. So the nightingale flies over the rose tree. Give me a red rose. I will sing to you my sweetest song. But the tree shakes its head. My roses are yellow as the hair of a mermaid who sits upon an amber throne, and yellow than the daffodil that blossoms in the meadow before the mower comes with a scythe. But go to my brother who grows beneath the student's window, and perhaps he will give you what you want. So the nightingale flies over the rose tree. Give me a red rose. But the tree shook its head. My roses are blue as the ocean water, as blue of the rivers of the mountains. But I want a red rose. There's only one way. Go find a white rose bush. And the tree says, the only way is for you to put your thorn against your heart. Blood will come out of your body. The blood will be absorbed by my roots. It will go through my sap and form the red rose. Oh, no, I don't want to do that, said Nightingale. Death is a great price to pay, let alone for a red rose. Life is very dear to all. It is pleasant to sit in the green wood and to watch the sun in his chariot of gold and the moon in her chariot of pearl. Sweet is the scent of the hawthorn, and sweet are the bluebells that hide in the valley, and the heather that blows in the hill. Yet love is better than life, and what is the heart of a bird compared to the heart of a man? What is the happiness of a bird and the life of a bird comparison to the happiness of a man? So that night, the nightingale comes to the thorn. I need a red rose. You can give it with your blood. Be happy, cried the nightingale. Be happy, my student. You shall have a red rose. I will build it out of music by moonlight and stain it with my own heart's blood. All that I ask of you in return is for you to be a true lover. For love is wiser than philosophy. She is wise and mightier than power, though he is mighty. Flame-colored are his wings, and colored like flame in the body. His lips are sweet as honey, and his breath is like frankincense. The student looks up to the grass and listens, but he cannot understand what the nightingale is saying. He doesn't understand what the nightingale is about to do. But the oak tree understands, and he feels sad, for he was very fond of the little bird who had built her nest in the branches. "Sing me one last song," he whispered. "I shall feel very lonely when you are gone." So the nightingale sang to the oak tree, and her voice was like water bubbling from a silver jar. And when she had finished her song, the student got lip and pulled a notebook and lead pencil out of his pocket. "She has a form," she said to himself. And when the moon shone on the heavens, the nightingale was ready for the sacrifice. All night long she sang with her breast against the thorn. All night long she pressed her wings against the thorn to her body. Gush of blood came out of her body. It went to the roots, and soon the white rose became a little bit pink. She sang her song of birth of love in the heart of a boy and a girl. And on the topmost spray of the rose tree there blossomed a marvelous rose. Petal following petal, a red rose was coming. It was still pink, as song follows song. Yale was it at first, as the mist that hangs over the river, pale as the feet of the morning, and silver as the wings of the dawn. But the tree cried to the nightingale, "We need more blood from your body. It's still pink is the color. Press closer, little nightingale. Press closer to your heart. Let the thorn go closer to your heart." So the nightingale presses, and the pink comes in the leaves of the rose, like the flush of the face in the bridegroom from when she kisses the lips of the bride. But the thorn had not yet reached the heart, so the rose's heart remained white. For only nightingale's heart blood can crimson the heart of a rose. And the tree cries to the nightingale, "Press closer, little nightingale. Press closer to your heart." And the nightingale pressed closer against the thorn, and the thorn pierced the heart, and a gush of blood came out of the heart, and the blood came to the roots, and the roots to the sap, and the following morning there was a Príncipe Negro, a red rose, made of lava, made of blood, made of a heart. The bride gets the rose. They go to the church for the wedding. They say "I do" to each other. And they go to the honeymoon. And on their way to the mountain of the honeymoon, on the side of the path, there was the body, the dead body of a little nightingale who had said in his little mind, which is more important, the life of a bird or the happiness of a man? I don't have any explanations to do. You know what I'm talking about. The Bible doesn't talk about a bird. It talks about a lamb. But it was the same story. He gave his life so that you and I can be happy. And that is the ministry of Jesus Christ, for you and I to be happy. May God bless you, and I will see you tomorrow.
I'm going higher.